Do you notice that many events are happening in the world? Non-subservient mind of human being. Did you know that exist real proof of that the underground world exists? Watch video till end and you learn about cases when in different corners of the world various people had moments when the soul came out of the body man after his death, and also about those stories who could look into the other world, survived clinical death. You were ready then to go to Philippines. Resident of the Philippine province of Davao del Norte. Chanel guitars shared stories occurred 21/11/2020 near the local river. That day she noticed that the dog was in the water and couldn't choose yourself, came to help the animal. Local resident named Dondon, who doesn't think through into the ditchman shoo the dog on the beach. But I found myself in a dangerous situation, ended up in the deeper part of the water body. His friend noticed what Dondon does not appear for too long, immediately raised alarm and called rescue services. While the rescuers searched for the drowning person, Chanel drew attention to the unusual phenomenon arising above the surface of the river. How the woman claims she saw the white silhouette appeared out of water, involuntarily occurring. Chanel pointed the phone's camera at the mysterious object, captured everything on video. I wrote down people who tried to save him, and I didn't expect to see anything like that at all. Reviewing the record, I understand that I took something similar on the spirit sliding on water surface. He had the shape of a human figure. Recalls Chanel woman confident that captured video spirit, men abandoning body. This scene evoked strong emotions in me. This was horrifying because I didn't expect anything. What can I do to learn like this on my phone? I am convinced that this was his inspiration. When I looked at him, I have goosebumps on my skin. At the time when Chanel continued shooting, rescuers used an excavator with a scoop, trying to get the man out of the water. Unfortunately, he stayed there more, didn't last 2 hours. The family of the deceased was deeply shocked. Tragic event adds, Chanel underlining that in similar cases, this area is not explored for the first time. Record Chanel evoked mixed reactions among viewers. Many doubted in-depth video. It is estimated that it may be the result of editing. However, woman categorically rejects any allegations. In falsification, she insists on that. What video is real and verifies that the program has never been used for editing. Video China 20/7/2014. Something unusual happened in one of the Chinese clinics. Camera video surveillance captured mysterious event, which one still causes controversy and discussion. Visible among people on video, how the patient lies on the cot in the dark deserted corridor, her body covered with sheets, and it seems that she is no longer breathing. But then something strange happens. A transparent figure appears above the body, which as if separated from it. The figure looks to the side for a while and then disappears. Whether it was a mystery or a fake guard who published the video on the internet, she's sure that the soul is captured on film leaving body, he considers. What is this proof of the existence of the prehistoric world? However, many people be skeptical about this video and consider it a sub-dealer. Those assert that there is no scientific evidence existence, soul and grave world. This is what happened on this video. Answer to this question remains a mystery. This was an optical illusion or some other phenomenon which does not yet have scientific explanations. Think. Many materialists try to reconsider their views. United States of America, 12/7/2016 in the state of Kentucky, USA, happened road transportation. Innovation involving motorcyclist struck driver, Sol Vasquez, passed by Mountain Park and between Kenton and Stenton, took a picture of the accident site and published it on social networks. Waski drew attention to an unusual detail, photographs pull over the scarf of the policeman. He shared his thoughts about this in the post. Many users, those who saw the photo, guessed that the spirit of man is imprinted on it, leaving his body after the accident. On the picture, you can actually see the white fog in the form of a human silhouette flying over the place of incident. Police and accident witnesses standing around, surrounded machines, quick help and other means of transport. The photo raises many questions and spores. Some people believe this is just a game of light and shade, others are sure what is captured in the picture is nothing more possible. This only the fruit of that imagination, a maybe and isn't in any case. This photo remains a mystery which continues to wave our people. This is what a normal DTP scene looks like if there was no fog over the head. One of the policemen, Russia. This unusual incident occurred in city Sergiev Posad, Moscow region. From the wall of the last floor of the building emits bright spherical light vigorously rising up and reaching the roof of the house. Then the illumination instantly transforms into a silhouette, surprisingly similar to the figure of an angel, and continues to rise to a certain height. The silhouette meets other similar entities, as it turned out later at the moment. Pictures in the same apartment. Where did it come from? A woman who has passed out due to bleeding, known for her benevolence and good-naturedness life. Many who watch the video are confident that the soul is imprinted on the record beginning its path into the heavenly realms. In support, two angels, Chile Mountain Pass, in interconnecting Argentina, and Chilic, known as one of the most difficult motor roads of the world. Local residents surrounded his cursed road due to numerous fatal cases occurring here every year. The road is full of bumps, different heights. What makes it especially dangerous? Of such incidents occurred on 25/2/2010. Another accident happened on this day, and local telecommunication company went to shoot the incident site. Journalist. World reportage commenting events. Suddenly the camera fixed dark silhouette, approaching the hit car silhouette, resembling a human figure like flying over Earth. At that very moment, journalist names two victims of accidents after watching the story. Relatives learned in dark silhouette one of deceased Fernando Garcia. See further, and you learn about their stories, who could visit the other side of the world, survive clinical death research in USA. American psychologist and physician Raymond Modis performed a significant amount of research to study phenomena related to human soul. He polled a lot of people, survivors of clinical death, and discovered a number of common traits in the memories. Many respondents told that even after that, how doctors confirmed his death, they continued to watch for passing round. These observations included details of the event, show inside operations, and so for her outside participants, led to quite convincing experiments, evidence corroborating their stories. Also, majority respondents mentioned feeling of lightness and weightlessness, my spiritual body, expressions like this figure in many descriptions. Feeling, flying, sensation, floating state of weightlessness. Here is one of the characteristic evidence. I felt as if I had left my physical body and moved into something new. I don't think it was just emptiness. It was another body, but unusually human. It differed, had another form. The tip does not correspond to the human shape and was colorless. I remember I had something like hands, difficult describe accurately. It occupied me more. What happens around my physical body, the whole situation. So I didn't think much about it. In what kind of new body do I look like? Or another example, during my flight I saw, as other nurses entered the room, they were around Dugini. How often did my treating doctor pass by me? And they asked him. I wondered why he was here, moving about the lamp. I glanced at and saw clearly, and then stopped under the ceiling and started watching. Felt like a sheet of paper, raised, windy. I watched as the doctors tried to bring me back to life. My body was lying straight in front of me, and everything gathered around him. Heard how one of the med-sister clicked, "Oh, she died," and the other one leaned towards me and started do artificial respiration. Story from the artist Russia. I will introduce you into the story. Svetlana experienced clinical death. Despite the opinion of some scientists, considering that grave world does not exist and everything is explained, lack of oxygen in the brain at the time of death. This woman's story tells, think about that The truth may be much more complex. I have just turned 30 when I decided to end with myself, left behind ruined marriage, painful divorce, and new love, culminating in dedication. I felt deceived by everyone and did not see meaning to continue living. The children slept in the next room. I left the door of the apartment open so that the parents could pick them up in the morning, but suddenly looked at the neighbor. I realized what had happened and released the urine. Everything flashed before my eyes. Then I lost consciousness, me delivered to resuscitation. Then the dazzling white light appeared which does not exist on earth. I heard a calm man voice. He said, "Get up and go home. Everything is good with you. Trust me." And the light disappears. In the morning, I was changed to a normal bed. I believed so. Voice, after the analysis, I decided to return home. Came there in hospital gown and pistols. The parents were in shock. Discovered me, sleeping in bed. After this incident, I slept a lot and thought about it. What happened? Started composing. Music, don't know note and write verses, like under dictation, became more confident, stopped allowing myself to be humiliated. Panic has come to an end. Fall of children. Peace soon by lowering, rent an apartment. Solve this problem. The voice has not left me. You have everything wonderful. And I turned into an interior designer, the best in our city. On the shoulder order clothes and shoes. I grow flowers now. I have 3 children and 3 grandchildren. I understood that I should help those in need. To share energy, give good and love. If I help someone, means fulfilled its mission on earth. I believe that there is a living particle in each of us. Great soul which needs to be nurtured and developed. Never thought that my life changes so much. Because I wanted to die now. I understand what that episode, it was given to me to get rid of anger and hurt in my heart. Story of a 50-year-old man from France. More story, human being. Survived clinical death, seems simply incredible. This time he was a man of 50 years. Living in France, I had a myocardial infarction. I only remember the sharp pain in my chest and the screams of those around me. Then the pain subsided, and I suddenly saw myself sides. I peered under the ceiling and watched how my body lies on the operating table, and doctors wait around. They did Toraplivy, something negotiated, but I didn't hear anything. Absolute silence reigned. Felt full calmness and equanimity to passing away. Suddenly, a hole appeared in the ceiling, and through it I saw a mass of people. They were said to be alive, but were like made from gold. I tried to see a familiar face turn to him, but no one answered. Then I realized how slowly I go back and I sink into my body. After this experience, I understood. Your body is just a shell-in. 2000 Dutch cardiologist Pim, Ivan Lamel, together with British researcher Christopher French from London Centre study, anomalous mental phenomena held 1 large research with participation 344 heart patients, experienced clinical death in 10 different hospitals. Results proved to be sensational. Doctors said, what we did not discover, existence of unambiguous proofs. Grave world. However, they confirmed that temporarily deceased patients really come to his door. History of female guard from Belarus is the story women which hurts imagination. More example of that life after life really exists. This was mine, 10th centile, and we went on a picnic with friends. We had a great time. I drank, but the kids showed up, what is alcohol insufficient, and they decided to go to the store because I just got the right friends, offered me a seat behind the wheel. Argumentatively, this topic that I drank the entire glass of champagne. We have already reached the area of Smilovich. When my friend became bored, I don't know how it happened, but she hit my leg with her elbow, took it off the gas pedal, and hit the machine itself at great speed, dug into the small stone, and threw us off the road. I didn't feel pain, just felt how the light fades. I was hospitalized with many perelomov, and the doctors literally had to pick me up piece by piece. Although during the operation, the heart did not withstand the load. and began clinical death. To be honest, there are no tunnels. I have not seen either dark or light. The feelings were like this, as if they wrap you in thick layer of cotton, through which pain is perceived, sound from a distance, and feelings arise that your body is bigger than yours, does not belong. And yet I seemed to be standing under the ceiling and watched. Outsave me saw the doctors and heard their every word. They said, "We seek it." Heart stopped. Let's start reanimation activities. Why do they return me? I feel good there. This is what I am then thought about. I was calm and absolutely equal. What happens to me? I remember seeing the faces of my parents in front of me, which pluckily, interesting that they didn't even know that I am in the hospital, am 18 years old, and I am completely old. I left the house for a couple of days. What is this like this? Doctors started returning me to life with the help of electrical discharges, and the only thing left in the memory, this is crazy speed, which pulled me back into my body, and immediately unbearable pain. Just a minute ago everything was easy, and now even breathing it was difficult. I haven't sat behind the wheel since then. Believe it or not, that the underground world exists. Everyone decides for himself. I am told you about real stories, which clearly demonstrate that a person's soul leaves the body at the moment of death and can return to it, if the end is not soon.